Hey everybody, Aaron Dehart with Summit Funding here, Reno, Nevada. I'm at the Coldwell Banker Select office. I'm going to be talking with a good friend of mine, phenomenal realtor, Ron Bell with Coldwell Banker. Ron, come on in, buddy.
Hey Aaron, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing today?
Hey, thanks for coming in.
I had the pleasure of working with Ron for quite some time now. Very professional, just a blast to work with. Ron spends a lot of time also up in the Incline office, which is Lake Tahoe area. It's about 35, 40-minute drive.
From one end of town, yeah. It's about a half hour, 45 minutes.
Beautiful drive, not long to get up there at all. But Ron spends a lot of time up there, and I wanted to basically talk to Ron today about Incline and what the housing market is going on up in the Tahoe area right now.
Okay, so I'll give you a snapshot of the Tahoe Truckee area in general. It's like everywhere else, it's corrected. The thing is with the second home market and also industrial income, commercial, things like that, sometimes it's the last shoe to drop, if you'll pardon the expression. And also, it's also it lags on the upside, okay? So, and the reason is, on the upside, it takes a while for people to harvest their money, whether it's a real estate boom cycle or a stock boom cycle. So it takes a while for them to harvest their money and therefore go out and buy a second home. On the downside, these people tend to have money and they try to hold on to those assets as long as possible. Maybe they're pulling on 401k, IRAs, things like that. So they will try to hold on and they tend to have more holding power. But now what we're seeing is the backs have been broken a little bit on these second homes, industrial, commercial, and income. So we are unfortunately seeing some foreclosures and short sales, even in what they call the Golden Goose Incline Village and of course the Tahoe, Truckee, Squaw Valley, Alpine Meadows. And I would venture to say most vacation areas across the United States, we're starting to see increasing foreclosures, unfortunately. With that said, this is an incredible time to buy, and especially if we come back to Incline Village, it's some of the best real estate, frankly, in all of the United States. You know, we've got all the players here. We've got anywhere from Michael Milken to, Warren Trepp, Larry Ellison from Oracle. I mean, everybody comes here to build their dream homes, and it's kind of a rich playground there in Incline Village. So the market, if I was to jump to the market right now, if we were just to use broad terms, I'd say it's corrected anywhere from about 30, maybe 40%. I wouldn't gamble too much on the Incline market, especially going down too much more. I always tell people, look, if you see the house you like, if this is low enough, just jump on it. Especially if it's somebody in their 60s and 70s. It doesn't really matter that much. You don't need to just get your dream home and move on. Let me ask you. So what you asked me earlier about the luxury home market and the jumbo financing.
Absolutely.
And whether there's stuff below the jumbo rate. Yes, right? Yeah. No. You can now get homes, unbelievably, for $300 and occasionally less. So
surprising.
You can get a house in Incline Village now, $250.
So what that means, typically jumbos also considered what's a non-conforming loan amount, which is going to be anything of $417,000, 001. So $417,001 and higher. So we're actually seeing beautiful luxury homes up there that aren't considered jumbo. Which, if you don't know, jumbo loans are very difficult to obtain. Substantial, large down payments, typically more than 20%, and some stricter underwriting guidelines, and also some reserve requirements in the bank. So, you're able to purchase some nice homes up there for conforming loan amounts, which is still really nice.
That's relative to condos, obviously, too.
Sure.
The jumbo cuts off whether it's a condo or a single-family home, right?
Correct.
You're probably looking at me like, Ron, what a stupid question. But I've always wondered about that. One caveat with condos, and this is true in whether it's a second home or even here in Reno or whatever, is, well, number one, you have to watch out for lawsuits, but check the reserves nowadays, check their financials, because the HOA dues are the first to stop being paid on.
Correct.
So we're seeing a lot of these people aren't collecting their HOA dues and things like that. So you have to watch the financial health of HOAs these days. And I got one that, see if I can try to stump you on. What about the ratio of investors versus primary homeowners in vacation areas? Is that
In
adjustable
regards to
at all?
condos?
Yeah, a lot of times they'll say it can't be more than 40% second homeowners. That kind of stuff.
Ideally, it's
Is
51% they want to see it being primary owner occupied for a condo to be eligible for financing.
Okay,
So,
even if it's in a exclusive second home area like Incline or Tahoe or something.
to the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
So, bottom line, if you're looking to invest in a condo or purchase a condo, do your due diligence or have your loan officer research it for you. It's typically just a short questionnaire that needs to be filled out by the condo association to see if financing is obtainable on that condo project or not. So.
Yeah. Now in Incline Village, just so sometimes if you see these houses for $200,000 and $250,000, something like that, you think, wow, what a great deal. Remember, that could be kind of what they call a PUD or a townhouse or something like that. And basically what you own there is the foundation up, and then everything else tends to be common area. Still not a bad deal, but make sure that's something that'll work for you, because it's not like you actually own your front yard.
And in regards to financing, that's completely different from a condo. If something comes back as a PUD, a PUD, or a townhome, it's actually eligible for regular financing. We don't have to go through all the condo certs and the condo questionnaire that is involved with it. So absolutely.
And for many people, they like that kind of stuff because they don't have to worry about maintenance and stuff like that. So it's just
exactly
a different thing. So that's the luxury home. Kind of we did a snapshot of the market. We talked about financing. What percent down? What kind of interest rates are we looking at for a jumbo loan these days?
Jumbo loans, typically you're going to be looking at a minimum investment of 20, ideally probably more, 25 to 30% down, and they are typically going to require a minimum of 6 months reserves per property that you do own. So if you have your existing primary residence, they're going to want you to have at least 6 months worth of liquid cash reserves in the bank, and then another 6 months of reserves for your proposed secondary home when it comes to jumbos.
So it's a fair assumption that the second home financing's got pretty tough these days.
Correct, absolutely.
Yeah, and that only makes the market even tougher sometimes.
It does.
Can create more pressure on it, But fortunately in Tahoe we do a lot of cash buyers still.
Great opportunities up there in the Incline area, Lake Tahoe area, as Ron just mentioned. So if you have any questions, Ron, how can people get a hold of you?
Oh yeah, why not? It's just the easiest site to remember is ronbellrealtor.com, and that's B as in boy. My number is 775-750-5256. I actually did grow up in Incline Village, so I'm very familiar with the market. My very first property I ever bought when I was 18 years old was a lot in Incline Village for $9,000, not to date myself.
You bought a house when you were 18? I didn't know that.
That's awesome. I've been buying and selling real estate my whole life, So, of course, that was only 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Celebrated my 26th birthday for the 10th year in a row recently.
Yeah.
So
well, hey, wait. What about your contact information?
I can be reached at, I'm with Summit Funding here in Reno, Nevada. My number is 775-824-3640, extension 104. You're also more than welcome to check out my blog, which is www.thenevadamortgagereports.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks. I'm out of here.
Thanks, Ron.
Have a good day.